Should gun owners be allowed to carry concealed weapons into restaurants and bars? People are talking about it after a new law took effect July 1st. You're not going to want to miss this debate on the issues with supporters and opponents. That's coming next. It's now been just about 2 weeks since a Virginia law went into effect that allows concealed weapons in bars and restaurants. Now, both sides of the issue are already weighing in on its impact. Today, we get the opinions of people directly connected to the new law. Phillip Van Cleave is the president of the Virginia Citizens Defense League, a group that fought to get the law passed. Jack Lauterback is a local bartender and the author of the bar blog Jack Goes Forth. He also contributes to Style Weekly. Jack, let's start with you first. As a bartender, you feel that this law makes you less safe. Why is that?
Well, this is going to come as a surprise to many of the viewing audience, but guns and alcohol do not mix. This is groundbreaking, I know, but we simply feel that working in the restaurant industry and letting these people in with guns, even if they're not allowed to drink, is simply not a good idea. It's not going to result in any good things. And we're looking out for our customers' safety, my coworkers' safety, and I can't see why anyone would need a gun in a bar. My detractors will tell you they would like to take their guns just to lunch at Red Lobster, but I assure you...
Let's let your detractors weigh in on it.
Go ahead.
We have one here. Phillip, you disagree. As Jack mentioned, many people think mixing guns and bars is a bad idea, but you disagree. Why do you think that this is someone's constitutional right?
Well, first of all, the law doesn't allow you to drink while you're carrying concealed. So if you call that mixing guns and alcohol, I'd love to hear the theory behind that. You can't drink. And it is indeed one of our rights to be able to protect yourself. And there are crimes that happen in and around restaurants and bars all the time. A person should be allowed to protect themselves everywhere they go.
So your feeling is it doesn't matter where you go, the Second Amendment protects your right to have a gun no matter where that may be, even in a place where people could be intoxicated.
Well, if one of those intoxicated people decides to start attacking somebody, I would like to be able to protect myself. I won't be drinking, so Jack, I won't be intoxicated.
Jack, do you buy that somebody
No.
who isn't drinking and has a gun might be able to protect
Not at all.
This
new law is simply, it's unworkable for us because how do we know who, when I'm serving 100 people on a Friday night, how do I know who has a concealed weapon and who isn't drinking? And don't tell me concealed weapon permit holders are angels, because they simply are not. So a criminal comes in and pulls out a gun, and Mr. Van Cleave is going to pull his. So now I have a Mexican standoff in front of 100 people. I'm sure they're the best marksman around, but someone else is going to die, and it's going to be an innocent person.
Well, Jack, how did you know that someone had a concealed weapon in your bar before? Does this not change the dynamic?
I did not, and this makes it much more difficult. Let's say I somehow find out someone is carrying, and they're carrying a Coca-Cola around the bar. Do I go up and ask them if there's rum in that Coke? Do I confront them even though they have a weapon? And the only thing restaurants can really do right now is put a sign up that says no weapons allowed, but you shouldn't even have to put the sign up. I mean, we're endangering lives. I'm endangering customers' lives. People get drunk at bars. They make bad decisions. And throwing a gun in the middle of it, it's just going to make things that much worse.
Phillip, respond to that point about enforcement. How do bar owners and police officers enforce it if they don't know if someone's drinking and they don't know if they have a gun?
Do they know who has car keys concealed that might get in their car and drive off and kill a family in a drunken accident? They don't know that. They're not required by the law to enforce the law. Only the police would. And if there were an issue and the police came along and found out that a person that the one chance in a zillion that a permit holder had done something and they found a concealed weapon, then he'd be in violation of the law. But this is not happening here. We used to be able to carry concealed in restaurants before '95. There was never an issue. 37 other states allow it. No issues. This is much to do about nothing, quite frankly.
Well, what about Jack's point that mixing one person who may not be a law-abiding citizen with one person who is a law-abiding citizen and giving them both guns doesn't make the situation any better? How would you respond to that?
Well, I'd respond, okay, so he wants the one person that could protect themselves to go ahead and be murdered by some crazy drunken lunatic. I don't think so. I think you should be able to protect yourself. If he's not keeping track of who's drunk in his bar and continues to give them alcohol, that's more of a problem than somebody who might be carrying a gun in there.
All right.
Mr. Van Cleave, I understand you're quite a few years older than me, and you probably don't go to late night bars as much, and I understand why you would like to carry these guns during the day, but obviously, you're not the one serving 500 people on a Friday night. It's a very dangerous situation. Fights happen in bars.
All right. We're going to have to leave it at there. Very good discussion by both of you. Thank you for being here, and you can weigh in as well. Give us your opinions by going to twitter.com.